Oh, yes. Hello, kids. It's Sunday. It is time for the Sunday Power Hour. Indeed. Power Hour. Indeed. Let's give the update. What is it, like 1 o'clock now? I come down here for a quick few minutes of filming. I don't like these things. I said it on the last video. I don't like these. I don't. When we redo the room, these guys are going to get a new spot. They don't belong on the couch. My pet monster, likely if we get a bigger couch. But it's just weird. It's plastic, and like when you touch it, it's like, it's plastic. I don't know. I'm really a sensitive fella. Yeah, it's Sunday. We've got like a Christmas thing planned for 2 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock now. I just did just going through some of XOX's candies. I just did the lights outside, and you know, all the blow ups and stuff. We got a big 12-foot tall Santa or whatever. I don't know. So here's the deal. We're gonna do our regular shows for the rest of the week, or for the rest of November, which is 3 more days, December 1st. So starting on December 1st, we'll do the 25 days of Christmas on the channel. And all it can really be, because I'm away for like 10 or 11 of those days. We have the big Universal Studios trip planned. And so if any of you are going to be in Universal Studios, the 10th through the 17th, you can come say hello. But what I have learned how to do is schedule videos. So what I'm going to do is for 25 days, we're going to have a video. The 25 days of Christmas. 25 days of Christmas in the 80s is what we're going to do. And I am going to, basically the theme of that show is taking a closer look at. Okay, so it's the easiest show for me to do. It's the ones I can do and then schedule. We're going to just take a closer look at stuff around the room. The LJN box video, the taking a closer look at the Sling 'em Fling 'em ring, actually did well view-wise. So that's going to be what we're going to do. So we're going to look at the LJN Bendy ring and cage box. We're going to look at the AWA Battle Royal box, the AWA Steel Cage box, the original AWA ring box. We'll take a look at some AWA carding, some Galoob carding. We'll look at some stuff from the 80s stuff shelf. We'll look at the VHSs that are down there. We'll look at Ghostbusters. I mean, we'll just take, so 25 days will be all of our shows in December. We'll also do like something on Christmas Eve, maybe something with the family, a little bit different on Christmas Eve. And then of course, Christmas Day is the haul video. Then in the new year, very early on, it's going to be the room remodel, the great room remodel of 2023. And we're going to start that pretty quickly into the new year, because all this Christmas stuff will be cleared out and I'll be just ready to go. And that's going to kind of change the channel a little bit too, because I think, and I've been saying this forever, but once it's set up down here as a comfortable living space, then we will start doing some horror nights down here, some television, some cartoon watching, some wrestling watching. And I'll try to make it as interesting as possible for you, since you can't actually watch it with me. But we'll do that right off the bat in the new year. The room will have a totally new look. Basically, we're going this way. Like I've said, we're going to move everything couch-wise. I'm going to get a bigger coffee table because we're going to have a ton of room. And we're just going to really do the living room. So the first step, January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, whatever, is we're going to come down here and I'll film it. And then you guys decide how much of it you want to watch, obviously. I will film me really rearranging this room step by step. And the first thing I have to do is I have to take down all the 80s stuff that is over there. And I have to start moving that bookshelf. The Ghostbusters bookshelf is going over there. And that's going to be the first big move. And we'll do that. And once that, then we'll just keep going. And we're going to start putting some stuff away. We're going to start, some of the plushies and the stuffed animals are actually going to go in a bucket, like a bin kind of thing, and sit on the floor somewhere when the room is done. And then the next thing, once the shelves start moving, the next thing we'll have to do is get the paneling up. And so you guys will do that with me too. It's going to be a while. Thankfully, I have most of the furniture, except the couch, which is going to be a massive piece. But we'll do it. We'll do it. It's what I want to do. It's what I want to do. I'm not satisfied with this. I had no other option but to bring in the outdoor wicker furniture. I hate it. I can't lay down here. I can't be comfortable. People have suggested recliners. Yes, I like the recliner comfort-wise, but I think the look, and of course, the recliner was a big part of 80s living rooms. And maybe there'll be room for one. I don't know. I have hopes that there's actually a lot of room. I have hopes that all of this wall is available to me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, let's do the power hour before I have to go. My man T. Ritz, my man Scott. This is back October 21st. So we're going deep, I'm getting these in order that they come in. So if you asked a question last week, it's going to be a while. Don't forget, or don't worry, I didn't forget you. Don't worry, Campbell's, I didn't forget you. You guys got video questions. Those are going to be their own show eventually. Don't worry. All right. Love the channel and the genuine and authentic approach that you bring to your YouTube page. Feels like it's just two mates conversing over 80s and sharing stories over a beer or two. Yes, I agree. I hope you continue to produce this content for years to come. I think Scott joined us recently. I think my man Scott is a new subscriber. So he says, my question, which might become more of a story time piece for you, is in regards to how you felt about others, family, friends, visitors, coming around and seeing the ever-growing collection of 80s memorabilia. Did anyone ever make any comments that disparaged the passion or the hobby? Or was everyone always very supportive? Additionally, do you ever feel like you have too much? I only just began dabbling into collecting wrestling figures in my mid-30s, and I'm finding an increasing love for the hobby, but in the back of my brain somewhere, I feel a level of awkwardness around the thoughts and response of my family and friends to it, and it constantly goes back and forth over worrying about when I should stop and deem it having invested too much into essentially plastic molded lookalikes. Would love your educated thoughts and opinions. Okay, so let me summarize. First, he says, what do other people think? Family, friends, whoever, come check out the room or check out the collection. And then, do I feel like I have too much? And am I embarrassed or ashamed, or do I care about others' opinions? Well, let's take it from the top. Family, as we've talked many times, my family is not. I'm not close with my family. I don't talk to my mom. I don't really talk to anybody for lots of different reasons. I'm not just a jerk. There's just lots of different reasons. I talk to my dad, but he you would think that somebody who lived, as an adult in this era would have a little bit more fondness for this stuff, but I guess not. My dad doesn't care about any of this stuff. Like my dad would, if my dad came down here and I showed him the old cable box that we actually had, he'd be like, oh yeah, they don't have those anymore. I'd be like, that's right, Dad. Or the televisions, I'll show him the old Zenith Space Command, and he'll just be like, yeah, you had one of those. Okay. Or he'd tell I sit around the kitchen table and watch monster shows with your grandmother. Okay. But he doesn't, my dad has zero nostalgia. Zero. Friends, there's, again, it sounds like a sad story. It's not, but I don't have any friends that I hang out with on a regular basis. I have had friends, of course, but I'm always a one friend kind of person, one person. I don't really like having 5 or 6 friends. And I had a best friend for, 15, 20 years. And, things just happen, and you kind of fade away. He was not nostalgic for stuff, so he didn't really care about this room. I think, like if people come over, like the parents of like the parents of my kids' friends, right? Like they came over for New Year's last year, and you have a few cocktails, and then you're like, hey guys, let me show you something. And then we come down here and they're like, whoa, and everybody's just kind of like, oh wow, yeah, I remember that. Oh wow, I had that. And it's, it doesn't hit home. It doesn't, I don't know, man. Like not everybody goes nuts over this stuff. They're probably healthy. They probably lived it once and were fine going to the next stage. I apparently am not. So that's why the channel exists. And that's why you guys give me the, oh, wow, look at this. I could live down here. That's what I do the channel for, is that I can share this stuff with you, and nobody is going to question why I have a Woolworth bag hanging on my wall or a dustbuster. Nobody's going to question that, because you get it. And that's why you're hanging out on the channel, is because you get it. And that's why I keep making the videos, because now I have people who get it. My immediate family here in the house, God, bowling, knee, just kills the knee. I mean, the children's mother has embraced this pretty much from day one. I mean, she's contributed for birthdays, Christmases. Obviously Christmas is coming. There'll be more stuff added to the room. It is getting harder for her to find stuff for me. So now I just send her my eBay watch list. So there's actually some really cool stuff coming for Christmas, because it was in my eBay watch list and I just gave it all to her. So she just bought it all. So we have something really, really fun coming, really special for Christmas. Something I can't believe did not sell, like instantly disappear as soon as it was listed, but I got it for Christmas. So she's always been supportive of this. I think that she, when she's mad at me, which is regularly, I think that she would probably prefer that I didn't have such a deep-rooted connection to the past. But again, it has not hindered our lives in any way. I have, done fine with career and income and house and cars and children and all sorts of stuff. So her family, who, we're hot and cold. I mean, sometimes I talk to them, sometimes I don't. They're fine with it. They know me. They know who I am. That's about it. I mean, that's everybody who knows me. So yeah, I don't know if that answers the question, but yeah. Oh, and do I have too much? Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling that way, especially as I try to navigate this room remodel. And now I'm starting to now I know I'm shifting, and maybe it's age, I don't know what it is, but I'm shifting, because now I'm looking at stuff and I'm going, well, that doesn't have to be out, because if I take that stuff down, I'll have more room for a couch, end tables, coffee table, boom, it's going to be great. We can watch TV down here. Because, with the stuff that's out, it looks great, but I don't really come down here that often. And I do not utilize the televisions. I do not utilize the VCR down here. We have been increasing the Atari use, but I have a Sega Genesis that's set up on the Zenith Console 3, Zenith System 3 that I don't even play, because the cords aren't set up and there's no place to sit. And so, I want to go to another stage in the collection. So we're going to put some stuff away, and I don't know what I'm going to put away. I haven't figured that out yet, but do I have too much? I kind of feel that way about all the board games and stuff that are shoved in some pump room. you know, if somebody came and cleared them all out tomorrow and gave me, you know, $500, cool, you know. And I don't think I would be upset. I think I'd be upset if I'm not getting rid of Fireball Island. That's not going anywhere. That was $1, by the way. I've told that story a gazillion times. But, you know, there's some special stuff back there. And then when I say that, I'm thinking of all the stuff that's back there. I'm like, no, I don't want to get rid of that either. You know, I don't want to get rid of the Reanimator, or the Reanimator, the Animator Etch-a-Sketch. I don't want to get rid of my electronic bowling games that are back there. I don't want to get rid of the color forms. So I'm like, maybe I won't. Maybe I don't have too much stuff. I have too much stuff in this room right now to do what I want to do. But it's fun to simplify a collection and like not be chasing after every Nintendo game in the world and not needing every color form set that you buy. Like I go to Goodwill now, and sometimes in the toys and games, like there's old 80s board games and I'm like, I would have scooped that up in a heartbeat years ago. But now I'm like, nah, I'm not buying that. Like it's nice, it's cool, but I'm not getting it. You know, so now I can grab a couple of cable boxes, be done with that. How many do I need? Well, I need the ones that I had. Well, I'm getting them. So we'll move on from that, you know. If I find an Atari, you know, I don't know. I don't have to put too much focus on building the collection anymore. Now I just want to get to a point where it's comfortable down here and I can enjoy it. All right, thanks my man Scott. Welcome to the channel. Let's go to the next one. My man Jackson Wells. He says, good morrow, my good man. You talked about 900 and 976 numbers, but were you a party line caller? Around 1996, I used to call my favorite one, the Telecafe. You would connect to a lobby and be given a 3-digit code and would go private with someone by giving them the number. There was also the Philly Donut, the Raven, and while not my favorite, it had the best name, the Butt Monkey. I've been using some form of communication with strangers since I discovered the CB radio when I was around 12, which then graduated to party lines and then AOL chat rooms and now social media. So what about you? Great question. No, I did not use the party lines. I know exactly what you're talking about. In fact, there are still some being advertised now. I always see late night. I always see a advertisement for the Quest party line, where I think you just like do what you said. You get a code and you can talk to people. I don't know. I did do AOL Messenger, and that was so creepy and awkward of me. Because back then, now we're talking 90s, so, you know, 94, 95, 96, I was, you know, hungry for love, if you will. And my friends and I would, we would have an AOL profile with a picture, and the way it was set up was so strange. Like you would go into the AOL chat or the AOL Messenger page, and you would like type in, you know, Rochester, New York, and then you would type in like female, age, I don't know how old I was back then, 18 to 22 or whatever. And then every female who was online would come up. And then you could just hit them all. You would just messenger them. Hi, 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 hi. And the thing to do back then was you would put hi ASL, right? And ASL meant age, sex, location. So then come back and they'd be like, hi, female, 20, you know, Mexico. And you're like, oh, Mexico, well, screw that. I'm not gonna meet up with you tonight. You're in Mexico. Unless. So, yeah, I did that. And I met people. And I went out with people through that forum, through that like messenger, AOL Instant Messenger. I did do that. The CB radio I think is really cool. I think that concept is pretty cool. I've never ever had one in my hands, but the chat lines no, but the AOL Instant Messenger, yes. And I was definitely invading in people's lives through AOL Messenger, trying to get a date. All right, finally, because we got to leave soon. My man Stephen Brown, we know him, we love him as Big Beefcake, formerly Big Beefcake. I don't want to keep calling you Big Beefcake, but I think maybe that's how some of the older folks on the channel know you. Stephen Brown has a YouTube channel, and I love watching it. And I am hereby formally requesting that Stephen Brown make more day in the life videos. I just love them. I've watched your Tuesday one and your Wednesday one probably 5 times each. Just because I don't know why. I just love watching regular people just do regular things. Like the Stephen Brown day in, here's what I did on my Tuesday video. It's literally him like making himself some dinner, sitting down, playing some World of Warcraft, looking out his front door, petting his cat. And I'm like, show me more. I love it. I do. So he says, I have only one question at the moment, but trust me, more are coming. I am absolutely amazed every time I see the Nerd Cave. Before I leave this earth, I would love to step foot in this sacred room. Would that ever be a possibility? You can be honest. I'm a big boy. My feelings won't be hurt if you say, hell no. Ha ha, take it easy, man. I love Stephen Brown. I truly do. And I wrote back to him personally and said, of course. Look, this kind of like, there's a question coming later down the road that says, would you ever consider a meetup? Kind of like a New Age Revolution convention, which isn't really a convention. It would literally just be like us hanging out at a bar. Of course I would. I have met a couple of people from the channel. G.I. Joe Ron has been to my house several times. There's a guy named Todd who sells at a flea market like 45 minutes from me. He and I chat all the time, or occasionally, and I see him at the flea market. I don't know him at all, right? Whatever. No, of course not. Todd I know, and G.I. Joe Ron, and my man Upstate Johnny. I mean, I think we're this close to actually, hanging out someday. He lives, several hours from me, but it's okay, a few hours maybe. I know Stephen Brown is down south. My man, Tom Strickland, who you see on the channel, he's got his own YouTube channel. We've hung out. We've hung together. So yeah, I would love to. Stephen Brown is always welcome here. Plan a vacation, make the trip, come on out. Let me get the room set up with the couch and all that. But yeah, come on. And when I said earlier, we'd meet at a bar, I take that back. I don't want to do that. You guys are fans of the channel. Let's hang out and watch Back to the Future, play some Nintendo, talk the past. I don't know. I would put together. I wouldn't know how to do it, because I think everybody would be like, yeah, I'm down. Because I would do this. If somebody that I, was a fan of or whatever said, let's do like a meet and greet, I'd be like, I'm going, I'm there. And then the time would come and I'd be like, I really can't make it. It's like 10-hour drive. So, I think everybody would be on board. Yeah. And then I think start fading. And honestly, if we got 5 people to hang out, I'd be satisfied with that. So, talk amongst yourselves. Let me know. I mean, I would have to probably, I don't know how we would even do it. Would we just meet up at a restaurant? I kind of want us to get a hotel or something and rent out a few rooms and just hang. Because they, the televisions, and we could hook stuff up. Yeah, I don't know what a meet and greet convention would be. The Game Chasers is this old, this YouTube group from a long time ago. They successfully ran a couple of conventions. It was more video game selling. You would just get a table at their convention and set up and sell video games. I think they put together a pretty good convention just off the YouTube channel. I wouldn't know how to do that. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I would love to do something with you guys, of course. You know, how do we make that happen? I'm in Rochester, New York. I'm in upstate New York, so I'm near Buffalo, you know, Niagara Falls for you to, you know, kind of get a visual. In between Syracuse and Buffalo is Rochester. You know, whatever, you know, I'll travel. So yeah, let's keep talking about that. But Stephen Brown, you ever get in a vehicle, drive yourself about 10, 11 hours up north. Doors open, man. Let's hang out. Let's do it. All right, that's the Power Hour because we got to go. And so yeah, that we talked about what we're gonna do December 1st through 25th. When I'm gone, when I'm on vacation, I don't want the channel to just be, you know, void for 10 days. So I'm going to pre-schedule shows while I'm gone, and hopefully I get enough to where they air every day that I'm gone. I got to start working on that. So, and they're all going to be taking a closer look at my stuff. Okay. All right. That's all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Get the meet and greet planned. You guys set it up. Come on, let's do it. Let's get a convention going. A meet and greet. You know, I'll sign some autographs, take some photos. Yeah, because I'm such a celebrity. Good night now. Why won't you turn off?